everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. My name is Sanjna and I talk all things personal finance. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Today's video, we're going to talk through some habits that are making you poor and keeping you poor and reaching your full potential. So if you want to find out more, please keep watching. Also, fun fact as well, I'm actually wearing the top that I wore when I shot my first ever YouTube video. So if you want to check that video out, then head to my first ever video and you'll be able to see me repping this shirt. But let's get on to today's video. Now, the first habit that essentially is keeping you poor and stopping you from reaching your full potential is that you need to remember to pay yourself last. Now, what do I mean by this? Essentially, when you get paid from your 9-to-5 job or whatever income that you're earning, it should be your utmost priority and responsibility to pay off your bills first. Anything that is outstanding, any debts that you've got, pay that out first. Next, what you would do, you would then put aside some money into your savings account. This is obviously for your emergency fund, for those rainy days. If you ever need any money, this is where you will take your money from. Whatever money is then left over, you'd want to invest it. This could be investing in either real estate, cryptocurrencies, the stock exchange, or NFTs. After all of that has been done, then are you able to use the money that you've got to then purchase things for yourself. This is essentially what the rich do. I recently did a video on habits that make you richer. So if you do want to see that video, click the link down below. It'll just be in the description box. Essentially, this is how the rich do it. They don't want to have any unproductive debt, anything like that. They pay that off first, and then whatever's left over, they spend it. Now, you may have heard of the Parkinson's law. Essentially what this is, if you are given a certain amount of time, say about a month to complete a deadline, you will spend that entire month completing, or the last sort of week completing that deadline or working towards that deadline. This is the same sort of analogy for money. The more money that you've got and the more money that you see around you, the more you're going to spend on unnecessary things. That's why we tend to see people that make a lot of money from their 9-to-5 job don't actually have much of a savings going on for them, nor do they invest. This is where lifestyle creep kicks in. The more money you make, the more you want to splurge on your lifestyle, going out, buying luxury items, splashing your cash essentially. So to avoid this habit, pay yourself last. And pay towards your bills, your debts, your savings, your investments, and then pay yourself. Also, before we continue on this video, I just want to mention that this is obviously non-financial advice. I am just a girl here on YouTube showing my personal finance journey with you all. So whatever I do say, please take it with a grain of salt. Next habit that is keeping you poor is that you are living above your means. Now, you may have friends that like to go out, splurge, spend money on expensive dinners, expensive hotels, wear fancy clothes. Unfortunately, because of social media and the internet now, we are always seeing people who are wearing designer items, driving luxury cars. And this usually makes us think that those people might actually have a lot of money. The actual fact is that they don't. A lot of times, these people with the fancy cars usually actually take out a loan to finance their cars because they can't actually afford it themselves. They are essentially taking up a loan because they want to show other people that they have money. But do they really? They really don't. It's something that I don't understand, and I don't think I ever will. If you can't afford something in the first place, you should never really take out a loan to begin with, because that is unproductive debt. Now, of course, taking out a loan for your investments, for your house, that's a whole different story. But taking out things for a fancy car, it just doesn't make sense. So don't be fooled by big spenders around you. They may look like they're making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they're not. And it's okay for you to say no if you are working towards your financial goals and you've got a friend circle around you that doesn't really value this. The next thing that's keeping you poor is people that have credit cards and spend literally everything on their credit cards, but are unfortunately not being able to pay it in time or within the interest-free period. This is just a general rule of thumb, and it's quite evident that people tend to spend more than they earn. And that too, especially with a credit card, you actually get charged interest if you don't repay the full amount at the end of the month. A lot of people tend to think that your credit card is essentially a safe haven or a gateway for you to spend on whatever it is that you like. Now, a lot of people do actually reap the benefits of rewards cards and miles, but you need to be wary and you need to have discipline that you need to pay off these purchases that you are spending on your credit card in full at the end of every month. This is where budgeting comes into effect. You need to make sure that you're on top of your expenses and you're on top of the income that you're receiving and seeing how much actually you're saving, how much you're investing, and what is left over for your emergency fund. If you are interested, I do actually have a budget template. It's just in the description box down below. Another point that's keeping you poor is essentially having disorganized finances. This is where you don't know what's going on in terms of your financial life. I think it's very important to be aware of what's going on, how much you pay for rent, what are the rates on your home loan, what are the rates for your health insurance. You need to know these figures because you need to see if you are getting the best return. Unfortunately, if you don't know these figures off the top of your head, that just means that you don't know your finances and you are falling behind. A lot of people don't know what their student loans are and how much debt is remaining. This is very important. You need to keep on track of your finances because if you don't know what's going on, then who knows? No one else is going to be there to take accountability and responsibility for your actions. If you want to get out of that poor mentality and that cycle, then you need to make sure you are transparent with yourself and you are self-aware to see what's going on with your personal life. Now, I do actually have something that can help you guys. If you are interested, there's an app that's called WeMoney, and it's basically an app with a lot of other people, a community of like-minded individuals who like talking about personal finance. Not only is it that, but you're actually able to track your net worth as well. You're able to sync it up to your accounts without invading your privacy, of course. You're able to track your monthly spending, your income, how much you're investing, how much you're saving, and track your net worth over time. Not only this, but it does actually provide you with a credit score as well. So if you are interested in signing up with WeMoney, I'll leave a link down below. So if you sign up, you get $5 for free and I get $5 for free. So it's a win-win situation. The next habit that's keeping you away from reaching your full potential is that poor people are comfortable with debt and accumulating debt. You may be thinking that why do I have multiple investment properties where I've got debt and I've got loans that I need to pay off? But let me tell you, that's actually considered productive debt. It's not unproductive debt like car loans, personal loans. Productive debt means that I am allowed to use the bank's money and leverage debt. Crucial point here, leverage debt to actually work on increasing my net worth. Poor people, unfortunately, will take out debts or loans to either please other people or because they're in a vicious cycle that doesn't actually allow them to pay off their existing debt so that they are taking on more debt to cover their existing debts. Therefore, I say do not become comfortable with debt. If you've got any unproductive debt, pay it off. Get out of unproductive debt because that is a very, very negative cycle which can spiral out of control. Getting into debt is very unnecessary. It just is a signal that you can't actually afford the thing that you're wanting to purchase with the debt. This should be an indicator and this should be a sort of wake-up call to really make you realize that you can't actually afford the thing that you're wanting to purchase. The next habit that I want to share is by not planning beforehand, you actually end up paying more just out of convenience. There have been actually many times when I used to work a 9-to-5 job that I used to forget my Opal card, which is my train card that I would top up every so often. And essentially at the end of the week, if you've gone through a set number of trips, you'd actually get the 5th day for free. Now, there have been many times where I've forgotten to take my Opal card and unfortunately I've had to pay the full fare. I've obviously lost a lot of money by paying for full fares when in fact I could have gotten it for free. This is where planning comes into effect. Also, if it's been a rainy day, sometimes I'm having to pick up and buy umbrellas from local convenience shops just so that I don't get wet on my way back home. This is where planning ahead comes into effect. Also, the convenience aspect of it. Instead of walking about 10 to 15 minutes, you decide to get an Uber, which ends up costing about $20-$30. Just think about it. Is it really worth your time? And I know that there's going to be times where you just need to Uber it, and that's totally fine. But just think about it. The convenience cannot be something that really triggers you to always just having to spend all the time. Therefore, planning ahead comes in handy. And the final habit that is stopping you from earning your full potential, that is not starting to invest earlier. Don't make excuses. Make sure that you prioritize investing. Make sure you prioritize educating yourself, because saying that you don't have enough time is a very poor excuse. How do you not have time for something that's essentially going to generate you with passive income, help you retire and live a comfortable lifestyle? You need to work hard now so that you can have actually a fruitful life moving forward or in your retirement. Think about it. You'll need to continue working harder now and the next decade if you don't start investing now. Because if you start investing now, the compound effect can start. But if you don't and you leave it till it's too late, you're going to be stuck, and essentially you're going to have to work hard for every single dollar that you earn. You won't be able to enjoy a passive income and a life of financial freedom. So if you want to follow me over on my investing journey, be sure to follow me over on my Instagram and my TikTok account. I'll leave it on the screen for you guys to follow, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys.